With Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow, a lot of couples will be getting engaged, but the first 3 months of the year are also the peak time for divorce filings. Here with us now, Lindsey Markus, an attorney who specializes in estate planning and wealth protection, and Mitchell Gordon, who concentrates on family law. Thanks for being here. And Mitch, before we came over, we were just talking about why is it so that in January and February everybody wants to file for divorce?
So I think there's sort of an inordinate amount of filings in the beginning of the year because people start with the holidays looming at the end of the year, Thanksgiving, Christmas. They start the anxiety of, am I really going to spend the holidays with this person again in their family? But then sometimes there's kids in the house and they put it on hold. So come the first of the year, my phone starts ringing. I got it. So Lindsey, if a couple is out there and they think, okay, it's time to really make some plans about getting married, what are some of the steps you need to take, things you need to consider?
Well, I always encourage clients to explore the possibility of a prenuptial agreement. I don't think prenups are for everyone, but I think it's something that everyone needs to make an educated decision about. And the reason being is that if you look at the demographic shifts, couples are getting married later and later in life. So it's not uncommon for people to come to the marriage with a large sum of assets. And couples more and more are more mature about having these financial discussions and wanting to protect their wealth.
All right, and what we hear about so often is, and we have these surveys that we talk about all the time about the issues in marriage, and money always bubbles to the surface, Mitch. How do you get around that? How do you work through that in terms of, a couple surviving over the years? When you're talking, and especially in the context of a prenuptial agreement, finances are the #1 topic that people fight about or that couples fight about. So a prenuptial agreement is actually a good opportunity to have a candid conversation with your partner about how you're going to handle money, what you're going to spend, what you're going to save, how you're going to treat bills. You can get it all out on the table. A prenuptial agreement doesn't have to be contentious, and a lot of times they're actually not, but it gives people peace of mind. Sure. And what are some of the other pitfalls that you find that couples run into typically time and again?
I think one of the biggest issues in the context of prenuptial agreements is that couples don't allow themselves enough time to hammer out the details. And it creates an inordinate amount of stress that's really unnecessary. If they really want the agreement to be valid, they need to have full disclosure of assets and liabilities, independent legal representation, so one attorney representing each of the parties, and they want to have time, because we never want to have a situation where one of the parties can say that they were forced to sign the agreement under duress.
Right, exactly. And do you suspect that come next week you'll be hearing from folks who want to get married and need some advice and that kind of thing?
I do. And, prenuptial agreements are not romantic, but they are smart. So, people have, it's awkward to say, look, I'm getting married, I'm excited, let's talk about the honeymoon. But let's also talk about what happens in the event we get divorced and possibly die. Yeah. But it's a smart tool. Right. It's kind of tough to have the conversation, but you say it's something you got to get through. That's right. That's right. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it, Lindsey, Mitch. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.